Our officiating crew, Brooks Wells, Kip Kissinger, and Marcus Pettigrew, our trio tonight as the tip is up and it's into the hands of Musa.
Look for Cal Poly really to play off a spread floor, spacing so big to Coach Michael George and what he wants to accomplish with this Cal Poly team, and that was not what he wanted to accomplish.
Now let's
Terrance Brown, point guard. I'm a junior, and I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Don McHenry, point guard, senior, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Josh Hayes, forward, junior, Gainesville, Florida.
Seydou Traore, forward, junior, Bronx, New York.
Keanu Dawes, forward, junior, from Houston, Texas.
Starters for the Runnin' Utes, coming off their win against Purdue Fort Wayne, and that game stayed close. The Mastodons just did not give up. Some quick guards and defense to offense.
Well, I think that was a great example of things going really good for the Utes. They just can't stand prosperity right now. They've kind of let down and let the Mastodons get back in it. And Seydou Traore, who was 4 of 8 from three-point line against the Mastodons, continues that hot shooting from there.
Boy, having a deja vu moment. That wing on the left side, between the left corner and the left side, Utah was really lighting it up.
They just wore that spot out, as you said, and Terrance Brown getting himself to the free throw line early, and he'll get there often. He has shot 50 free throws already this season in 5 games. If he stays on this pace, which I don't think he can, he'll shoot 300 free throws this year, which will be amazing. But he did shoot 199 when he was at Fairleigh Dickinson last year. He just has a great knack of getting fouled and getting to the free throw line.
And Joe, the big plus, he hits his free throws. He's an 80% free thrower, so you love the fact that he's finding a way to score, whether he's at the line or outside, doesn't matter.
He shot 50 and made 40. That's 80% back home. I don't know what I think it is back here.
I'm going with it.
You're going, yeah, I knew you were. Well, you're from back home, that's
well,
why.
Yeah. Yes. Got them both. Starting 5 for the Cal Poly Mustangs. This is a very young team. Kieran Elliott, Peter Bondel, Ahmad Musa, we said he's a sophomore. Plumtree gets to start, the freshman, number 13 tonight. And Caden Ward, a sophomore. Only 2 seniors on this team and 1 starter back with a couple of transfers.
Well, they've only got 1 guy on the team, Caden Ward, who missed that 3-point shot attempt a little bit ago, who started all 5 games. Now, Musa probably would have. He didn't play the last game, as you mentioned, because he had a sprained ankle, and they sure could have used him at University of Montana. But Plumtree starting his 2nd game. He hadn't started all year, the freshman from New Zealand. So Coach DeJour's really juggling that starting lineup quite often.
He's had to, yeah, but they were able to get Musa back in this one. And turnover called on the Mustangs. Picked 7th in the preseason in the Big West. But a very different looking team, a team that made it all the way to the semifinals in the Big West Championships last year, but a big graduation group, and for Mike DeGeorge in his 2nd season, a lot of new players.
Well, in just his 2nd year last year, boy, he hit it out of the park. They had the most wins overall and the most conference wins since 2012 and 13, and they made it to the semifinals of the Big West Conference title, and that hadn't happened in over double-digit years.
And that one for Traore won't go on the right side. Yeah, big success and hoping to build on it with the young group. It just takes time. He plays a positionless style. Stepping on the sideline. So just not able to hang on to possession, missed opportunities for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's 3 turnovers in just a little over 2 minutes, and that is not a great way to start any game, let alone playing on the road.
You see Mike DeGeorge, 2nd season as the head coach for Cal Poly. Spent 6 years at Colorado Mesa, Division II program, and was 2-time Conference Coach of the Year there, 5 times to the NCAA tournament with that program. Kick out to the corner, Traore off the iron. One-handed rebound by Elliott, and now trying to push. Good D by Utah to get back. Well behind the arc, shooter's touch. There's Musa.
And as Coach DeGeorge was telling us, by the way, very kind to him to come over and spend some minutes with you and I. Very personable. We got a chance to visit with him, but he wants to play with pace and space. So look for them to shoot a lot of threes and transition like that.
Oh, they're going to wave off the make by Hayes. They'll say foul before. Josh Hayes, he would have loved an and one there, but fresh legs coming in. Jacob Patrick to check in.
That's a nice pass from Terrance Brown. He does lead them in scoring at almost 25 points, but he also leads them in assists at 18 assists against only 7 turnovers. So he does a pretty good job. He's not a spectacular passer, but he makes appropriate and safe passes.
McHenry, defense testing the outside shot. That one won't drop for Patrick.
Patrick having a hard time here in the last couple games, shooting it in. Only 1 of 5 for him from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, and he has been their most dependable three-point shooter throughout this early part of the year.
Nice crossover by Ward. Caden Ward with the bucket at the other end, ties it up.
Ward is their 3rd leading scorer, as I mentioned, the only guy to start every game this year.
Good contact up top. Terrance Brown was trying to find Traore cutting on the baseline, and instead the turnover sent it the other way. There is the new head coach for the Runnin' Utes, Alex Jensen, in his first season, making his way back to Utah, an alum, and spent several years in the NBA as an assistant coach. And I think a lot of people are excited about what he's going to bring and try to bring back here to the Huntsmen.
Well, I think easiest way to say it is how I have said he has been one of the most successful players during one of the most successful times ever here at University of Utah basketball. And he is like the favorite son coming back home to try to lead him back to that, what they've started referring to, the golden era of Utah basketball. Yeah,
started his career when they were in the WAC conference, then they moved to the Mountain West. And an offensive foul call going to go against Utah.
That goes as a turnover. Now both teams with 3 turnovers, and we're not even 4 minutes into the game here. This is a little play they didn't run last game on Tuesday night, but they ran the game before that, and Traore got a couple baskets. It's a big guy, Dawes, setting a ball screen, elbow to elbow. Elbows where the free throw line and the lane line meet, and Traore just takes it to his strong hand, usually about 1 dribble to the basket. That time there was a foul called kind of off the ball. I'm not sure who got that. It might have been Dawes on the screen.
So 5-0 start for Utah, but now a 7-0 run for Cal Poly, their first lead in this one. And both teams have gone to their bench, and that one won't go. Okonkwo has checked in. He is scrappy on both ends of the floor as far as rebounding goes, especially on the offensive glass.
But he had 10 rebounds last game, and 8 of them were offensive, and that is a very rare error right now across the Big 12. Only 3 other guys who have 8 offensive rebounds in a single game.
A much-needed bucket. That was McHenry with it, but an answer at the other end. That's Bondel with the 3.
I tell you, Bondel, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's looking to make a play. Doesn't take bad shots. He's not greedy, but he's looking to make something happen.
Oh, and another offensive foul call against Utah. It's going to go the other direction.
Middle of the Big West, you can kind of put them in a sack and then shake it up and pour them out, because from about 3 through about 8, they are so even. So we'll see what happens with the opponents.
Out of timeout. Defense with the steal for Utah. And the kick down. That one doesn't drop. Guess who? Okonkwo, offensive rebound, another chance.
Kind of tipped that back to himself, then went up and got it with both hands. Both teams with 4 turnovers now. Make that 5 for the Utes. They're coming off of a game where they had 11 turnovers. And wasn't, I think 3 games ago, they set almost school history. They had 6 turnovers in a game, which is kind of not an all-time low, but close to it.
Sanders in, Kendall Sanders, number 13, a freshman for Utah, as well as Abby, another freshman as well, 21.
Kendall Sanders has made the most of his time this year, a guy that the Utes really weren't depending on. He's become a very dependable guy off the bench now.
Offensive rebound. Ali Azram into the game. Freshman out of Cairo, Egypt. For Cal Poly. Crowd wanted a charge instead. It's going to go against Utah.
And that's the right call. I think Terrance Brown was getting there just a little bit late and kind of leaned into it. Cal Poly spreads the court, and then they are really aggressive off the dribble. Jacob Patrick just saved a layup there, being really alert on the ball, which is exactly what you're supposed to be there. A 45-degree angle, angling toward the basket, so they can't make that pass that they almost made there. So I keep talking about Jacob Patrick being the best defender on the team. He did something very subtly there that saved the basket for him.
No hesitation. Fondle shot, though, no good. And there's Cal Poly again, scrappy on the offensive glass. Oh, and they make him pay. Guzman Vasilic, a sophomore from Uruguay.
Well, as analytics will tell you, and Coach Craven has been telling you for years, the best time to shoot a three-point shot's off an offensive rebound like that because the defense isn't matched up. Right now, Cal Poly winning the war on the glass, and that was their, I think, third offensive rebound.
Quick crossover. The finger roll won't drop, though, for McHenry. He sticks with it, though. Another chance. And they lay it up good.
McHenry is a kid that is their second leading scorer, but he is also the third leading rebounder. He averages almost 6 rebounds a game, and he gets them just that way with quick hands and kind of having a feel for where the ball is.
Stopped a 6-0 run by the Mustangs. Another long rebound and another chance. This is good. That went off the iron and finally into the hands of the Utah Utes.
Their fourth offensive rebound, out-rebounding the Utes right now 8-6. The Utes have got to, and some of those are long offensive rebounds. The Utes have just got to kind of pursue the ball a little bit more, which is a nice way to say they've got to rebound and play a little bit harder on that end.
Whistle foul. This one's going to go against Cal Poly.
Here's that 3 off an offensive board, and look, the defense barely matched up there. Kendall Sanders making a vain attempt to get out there, but 4 offensive rebounds, that's too much this early in the game. Abamonte Abbey in the game now, the third guard on that 3-guard rotation for the Utes that Coach Jensen has developed.
Sanders tries to drive it in, and almost a takeaway by Jake Davis, who's checked into the games. Several players coming in after that last time out for Cal Poly, and they brought a spark.
Well, I was really surprised Jake Davis didn't start. He's coming off his season-high 14 points at Montana and 6 rebounds. He also, their first game of this road trip, hit a buzzer beater at the end of the game. I guess that's the reason you call it a buzzer beater, to win the game at Seattle U.
Shot clock was winding down, and having to launch it, that was Abbey. The long rebound, another chance for Utah. And to stay at this end.
Just kind of waiting on that one. As clever as McHenry is, he couldn't clever that one all the way to the basket. 2-time All-Conference USA when he was at Western Kentucky, the Utes' second leading scorer.
Oh, and that one just willed in by Kendall Sanders all the way around and drops. Utah within 2.
Remember, I talked about Jacob Patrick guarding the ball on the Utes, defending that last end out. That didn't happen for Cal Poly there. The guy on the ball not in position to take that pass away.
Abbey taking some contact to the face as Guzman Vasilic was trying to pivot around. City, it's a 2-point lead for the visiting Cal Poly Mustangs. Just before the timeout, Joe, some contact up and around the face right there. But it's going to go against Abbey. Actually, they're going to say he was in the player's cylinder. He's just not giving him enough room to really clear out.
Yeah, in the cylinder, everyday language means you're sticking your nose where your nose doesn't belong there. Yeah. And he took the brunt of it, and they got the ball back.
So 20 on the shot clock for Cal Poly. A break for them there. The inbound and the make. Quick off of the screen, Caden Ward with the bucket.
Well, that was an up screen. I think that was supposed to be switched, and they didn't switch it, and Coach Jensen just kind of threw his hands up. That was just a mental breakdown defensively, not a physical breakdown.
4th made 3 this half by Cal Poly, and this rebound now, and they'll push Just one made three so far for Utah. 1 of 7 behind the arc. Trying to drive it in. A little contact. Yep, and the whistle is going to go against the running Utes.
Cal Poly's going to take a lot of threes. That's the way they like to play. Last year, in that resurgence where they won 12 more games than they did the year before, they were 3rd in the nation in made threes at 11.5 and 19th in scoring. So they want to play fast and take a lot of threes, and they are doing just that tonight.
Coach DeGeorge talked with us about, you talked about pace and space. Pace is getting there, he said. That's the thing at this level. When you've got a young team, just getting acclimated to what they're going to face at this level. Some of these teams, more veteran teams, and their pace maybe a little too much for them.
Well, playing with pace just means you're running hard. Again, back to just everyday language, and every player you recruit says, no, I really want a fast break. I want to play hard. Well, but it's a real discipline to put your head down and run hard every time down the court.
You got that right. High to low, the bigs for Utah finding each other, and getting fouled on that one was James Okonkwo. He's going to go to the stripe.
Really nice pass by Keanu Dawes, who is 2nd on this team in assists. He has yet to score or get a rebound, or does he have 1 rebound? He's coming off his 3rd. He has 1 rebound, no scores, but he is a very, very good interior passer. When he's on the perimeter, he's a very safe passer. He makes the appropriate pass, but he's almost clever like that when he's making those paint-to-paint passes. He
really has great vision.
He does.
Good hands. You're right. He's
got great basketball sense.
He certainly does.
He's got a nice feel for the game that is a natural thing. It's hard to teach a feel.
Oh, wow. Faking one way, going the other. Ward faked everybody out on that one. Back-to-back buckets for him.
Ward now with 9 points to lead all scorers. He's their 3rd leading scorer on their team. He's coming off a 15-point game at University of Montana.
Whistle foul against Cal Poly.
I'm not sure this was a great offensive move or just kind of a mistake.
Well, so much of what they do is reading the defense, right? It's figuring out what they're going to do to you, and that takes time. That's something that is taking some time with this group.
Well, if that was post defense, I'd say the defender let himself get angled to the basket, and that's exactly what happened, even though they weren't post players.
Utah needs a bucket here. 5th team foul called on the Mustangs. Utah with 6, and a lot of time left. You don't want to send the Mustangs into the bonus this early. Shot clock to 4. Step back around and won't drop for McHenry. And a foul with 2 aggressive on the O boards.
Utes now 1 of 8 from the 3-point line, where they have made a pretty good living so far this year, shooting 35%, but they're having an awful hard time finding the bottom of the net from there now. And Caden Ward finds himself back at the free throw line, the guy that leads all scorers with 9. It's 2 for 2 from the line so far.
17 foul on Utah. So Cal Poly in the bonus with 10:27 remaining. Yeah, they average about 10 threes a game. Utah averages just under 10 a game, but tonight they have not been able to find it out there.
They haven't. Caden Ward had a best game of his career early in the year against Pacific Lutheran. He had 26 points, 8 rebounds. The 8 rebounds, both those were season highs for him, but he's been just a sophomore, and the only guy to start every game. He's been pretty steady for Cal Poly the last couple of years.
Mustangs haven't allowed Utah to get out and run much either. And again, you have fouls or turnovers, you're forced into these half-court sets, but they have not been able to push and run with it.
Well, the Utes are only shooting 28%. Cal Poly at 44%. You don't have to be a genius to figure out how come they're up 10 points right now.
16 foul on the Mustangs. And guess who's driving in? That's Terrance Brown with the layup.
Terrance Brown coming off his 4th straight 20-point game in their win against Purdue Fort Wayne. averaging over 24 points a game. I mean, he's just as I always say, a kid that he could fall out of bed and have 10 points before he gets back in. I mean, he just has a knack for scoring.
37 games in a row for him, scoring in double figures. Tied with Oklahoma's Xavier Brown for Division I record for active players. 37 in a row. He's been that consistent. Dawes, it sure is. Aggressive drive, sticks with it. He gets fouled, going to go to the line. I think Dawes has to be more assertive just like that and get a little more involved here.
Yeah, you like to say he'll let the game come to him, but I think sometimes you're right. He needs to actually not let the game come to him, go out and kind of seize the game a little bit. That was a great rebound out the other end by Josh Hayes, the 6'9" junior from Gainesville. Number one, he had a great block out, and then he went and got it out of his area. Of course, 6'9", with those well-roped-like arms, he can get him in a crowd when he needs to.
Trey Ori back on as well. At 6'6". So a little more length brought on for Utah.
Dawes coming into this game a 76% free throw shooter, 10 of 11. Leads his team not only in rebounding, but also offensive rebounds at 16, which is a little over 3 a game.
It's them both. First points of the game for Keanu Dawes. He's averaging 13 a game. To see him get a little more active as a little up and under move. Caden Ward is feeling it as of late.
He's just kind of out there playing by himself, it seems like. 11 points now, 13 make it.
Yeah. And
he's hit a couple threes. He's gotten to the basket. He's just kind of scored in a variety of ways.
And then the takeaway. Bondel gives it up. Layup off the mark by Vasilic.
You dodged the bullet there because that was a point-blank layup and put Cal Poly back up by 10. What's Caden Ward? I guess in the scouting report, I'd say you got to stay down and stay between him and the basket. Remember that one he made about 3 minutes ago on the left side of the basket where he just kind of turned around and ducked under. That's 2 of them where he's kind of gone up and under. He's pretty handy from about 10 feet on in.
Yeah, quick, athletic, and patient to see what they give him. Quick pass outside, McHenry gets it. Much needed bucket.
Yes.
And the second 3 of the game for Utah.
And a nice draw kick by Terrance Brown. Kind of penetrated that seam. Occupied 2 defenders. McHenry really rhythming into his shot.
Moose well outside behind the arc. The leading scorer. Wow. Nothing but net.
That was from here to Dammit, Texas. And Dammit, Texas is a long way away from here. That was at least 2 steps beyond the 3-point line.
And the 5th 3 of the game for Cal Poly. Extends the lead back out to 8.
There's that little big to small screen on the ball for Traore, but Cal Poly was having none of it. That went nowhere.
Swatted it away. Now the trail gets it. Back-to-back 3 balls. This time Vasilic gets one. And Cal Poly fired up coming in here. 13 points, 8 for Musa, 6 for Vasilic. Nobody in double figures yet for Utah. They've spread out their scoring though. McHenry has 7 to lead Utah.
The Ponies at 6 for 13 from the 3-point line, and Utah 2 of 9.
Making the difference way out behind the arc and sticks it. Much needed Terrance Brown with a 3.
Terrance Brown coming off a season high 4 made threes, tying his season highs 4 for Ada. And as you said, that was much needed. Someone better get to Caden Ward or he's going to set an arena record here tonight.
Ward 2 for 3 behind the arc. He hesitated for a second. The defense stayed off of him and he said, okay, I'm going to take it.
Well, I made that statement. Utah's got to get their feet outside the 3-point line. And all those made threes, they've just given up a little bit too much room and let the Ponies kind of rhythm into that 3. And Terrance Brown, once again, when he gets going, he can score in bunches, and the Utes need a bunch right now.
Got that right. Pretty move, though, by Brown. The crossover, rattling that one down. Another 3. That's Musa. They call him Moose.
Boy, they are just playing free and easy right now.
Certainly are. They're coming off the loss at Montana. They connected on 9 threes in that one. and held Montana to just 7. They struggled inside in that game, though, and Montana did a nice job getting to the free throw line.
As I said, they were 3rd in the nation last year in made threes with 11. So this is how they like to play. There's that great hesitation by McHenry. Okay, he can stand you up in a New York second with that. He's got one of the best hesitations I've seen. Here's Terrance Brown with his own little hesitation. Great balance getting there. Okay, staying in front of those two guards was like trying to baptize a Wildcat. I mean, they are just a handful to stay in front of.
Well, they have been. They are doing some damage. As to the line, that's Don McHenry, 5th-year senior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Transferred in from Western Kentucky at 18 Tuesday night against Purdue Fort Wayne.
He's a huge second leading scorer at almost 17. He's already scored over 1,500 points in his collegiate career. He has a chance. Not going to be easy, but he could actually get to 2,000 points as a college scorer if he stays consistent. And I'm telling you what, Caden Ward is just hotter than a Texas parking lot right now. The Utes can do absolutely nothing with him. He's hitting threes, driving it past him, a little up and under move. He is just putting on a clinic.
18 points for Ward, and 5 for their last 5 buckets are the Mustangs.
That's 12 points here on the road in the Huntsman Center.
Utah's got to get some stops at the other end after they get a potential score that one around, but won't drop. Defense has to kick it up. It's been a tough road trip for Cal Poly into the mountains. They started out the loss at Colorado State, loss at Montana, and now having to come here against Utah. And that time, little baseline jumper drops.
For Moosey, their leading scorer for the year, he now has 11. Cal Poly now has 3 guys in double figures. I'm sorry, 2 guys in double figures, but Moosey and Ward at 13 and 18.
Henry, great body control, gets that one to go. Back to a 12-point lead. Bondel, assessing. Got it around. Brown trying to push pace. Oh, lays it up good. Defense not stopping him. Much needed for Utah.
The 2 leading scorers, the 2 guards for Utah, just that'll make you well most nights.
Coming into the game, shooting at 32%. So much above the average.
Hamad Musa didn't play last game because of an ankle. He's averaging almost 18. He had 18 in the last game he played against Colorado State and a couple rebounds, but he is long and rangy.
It looks like he's feeling just fine. As
yeah, you ain't lying.
both teams are in the bonus. That foul.
He's feeling just fine on his way to 14 points right now. And how about this? 5 of 5 from the field and 3 of 3 from the three-point line. 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He's not missed a shot yet.
And he keeps that streak going. Gets them both. Foul was called on Sanders. Team's 8th. Just under 5 minutes left, first half.
Maybe sitting out that game kind of was good for him. He kind of
got rested up.
Yeah, he did. Between he and Ward, Ward's not in the game right now, but that's an amazing stat line. 15 points and hadn't missed a shot. I have trouble doing that in the gym by myself.
Foul on Davis, which is second. And it's going to put Okonkwo to the stripe. 5th-year senior out of Maidenhead, England. Got a nice feature on him at halftime. Just to hear more from him.
I think that was his first free throw since well, he missed 2 earlier in this game, but he hadn't shot a free throw before this game. Now he's 0 for 3.
Get an and one there. Musa gonna get to the line.
As I said, he is long and rangy. Seems like he wants to go left, even though he's right-handed. Started his career at University of Dayton. Played in 20 games there before transferring this year to Cal Poly.
Gets a 3-point play. The foul on Obamate Abbey. That's his second. Team's 9th.
It's interesting. Cal Poly, kind of a unique stat that didn't used to be a stat. They were one of only 4 teams in the nation that didn't lose a kid to the transfer portal last year.
Yep. Brought a couple of players in. There's a 3, well behind the arc. Patrick with the bucket.
After struggling the last 2 games from there, kind of uncharacteristic. That may be the toughest and longest 3-point shot he's taken in his career here.
Utes finally getting some buckets to go. 3 for their last 3, and then forcing the turnover. That was good defense. You've talked about Jacob Patrick's defense, and he forced that right there.
Oh, I think he's outstanding. He's a great position defender. You know, he's not a guy that out-quicks you or, you know, he's got good hands, but he doesn't get a lot of steals. He's just always in position, always alert. The 2 principal elements of off-the-ball defense, stance and vision. He is a textbook in that.
Utah spreads it out, works it around. Okonkwo and a jump ball. Always, he's just got a knack for offensive boards.
He really does.
We'll take the timeout. 3:47 left.
Almost 4 minutes left, which I think will be by far and away the most they've given up in the first half this season.
Cal Poly came into this one shooting 41% from the floor, 32 behind the arc. As the shot clock down to 1, Utah's got to recognize. And unfortunately for them, just a little too late. A big stop by Cal Poly, but tonight, Joe, they're shooting just over 55% from the floor, 53% behind the arc. And that's impressive shooting for a first half.
8 for 15 from the 3-point line. They've not missed a free throw yet, 7 for 7. So as I always say, you don't have to be a genius to figure out why they're up 12 points. They're just lighting it up right now.
See if the Utes can get a stop with 3:20 left, first half.
Nice job by Terrance Brown. He switched that ball screen into a post player and got to a full front down low, which is what you're supposed to do when you're small to big defensively.
Trying to muscle it up, tips it back. Defense not giving it. Pull up. Vasilic. Guzman Vasilic, the sophomore, transferred in from Southeastern Oklahoma. And wow, impressive. 35% 3-point shooter on the season.
I don't know what their philosophy is transition defense-wise, but it's usually the point guard who's got to get back and start your defense and pick that ball up. And that time, Patrick was the guy who was on the ball. You want to get your point guard at the half-court line and get what's called a driving line and get him at least engaged. That time, they were able to just dribble down the 3-point line, kind of rhythm into it and shoot it in.
Yeah, Utah going to have to make some adjustments at the break on how they're going to defend the hot hands of the Mustangs.
Well, they gave up 42 points in the paint in their last game. As I say, that used to mean when you give up points in the paint, their team's pounding it inside the big guys. And the way basketball is played today, it means you're giving up a lot of dribble penetration and transition baskets in the paint.
Brown gets the bucket at one end, and then he draws the charge at the other.
That's the place where I talk about the point guard has got to get out and get the ball. Terrance Brown, the old reliable kid who's averaging 24 points, doing all you can to keep the Utes in it, but they've got to get some stops at the other end.
Minute 49 remaining. You're right about that. So drawing the charge, good play there from Terrance Brown. See if Utah can capitalize on it.
I tell you, you can talk all night about how talented Terrance Brown is offensively, but he's a pretty good defender too, and he plays hard. I tell you, he really competes. Not big, only about 175 pounds, but he leaves it out there every play.
Sure does. One of 9 transfers rather, and they work it inside and get it to Dawes.
Nice pass, and Keanu Dawes just sawmill strong when he gets it around the basket, laid it up, played through the hit, and got it up with his offhand. If he's not going to miss many there. You let him catch it there, and that's going to make it a very long and unpleasant night for you.
4 points for Dawes. Utah cuts it to 11. If they could get a stop and get it below double figures, that'd be a big plus before halftime. And they get the steal. Defensive pressure, forcing that one and putting it away. Terrance Brown with authority.
Terrance Brown now with 13 points, coming off of 5 straight 20-plus point games, on his way again. And I was just talking about how underrated a defender he is, playing tonight with great heart at both ends of the court.
That gets this crowd into it as well.
You know, Keanu Dawes had a lot to do with that. He came over and double-teamed that post catch and caused that bad pass out of the double team. And Terrance Brown, with great anticipation, picked it off, and their great lateral movement, keeping his hands to himself and picking up the offensive foul. That is just like getting another steal. So Terrance Brown on back-to-back great defensive plays.
You're right, 6-0 run for Utah, and some momentum to go with it. Can't get the layup there, but his hustle and effort has been spectacular.
He's been really good. And he leads the team in scoring, which is no surprise, at 15 points now. 6 for 11, only 1 of 4 from the three-point line.
McHenry picking up well outside on Peter Bondel. Lost him momentarily. The cut without the ball. And the jam from Osron.
Dribble penetration. I tell you, bad things are going to happen if you let the guy dribble, get the ball to the paint. I talked about them giving up 42 points in the paint in their last game. They've got to tighten up.
This year, after making such big strides last year, I mean, they were the top team, largest to extend out a lead of scoring in the NCAA last year. They were up plus 18 points a game compared to the season prior. As they come out and get the first score, and popped in the mouth was Ward.
Caden Ward, not exactly an up and under move, but that was a pretty handy move there. 2-foot jump shot, a little pirouette in the lane, and finished it with his left hand. And so far, watch the way he, great concentration there too. Look at the chin off his chest, watched it all the way till it went through the basket. I think he took one in the chops there.
Ward at 6'6", he had 6'6" Traore on him with that wingspan.
His season high is 26. He's at 20 right now. Yeah. And between he and Musa, they are 13 of 14. They've missed one shot between them.
And both of them in the first half really went on streaks where it was 3 or 4 buckets in a row by each, and then they handed it over and let the other one go to work. As that's a good give, go, and the move. The bucket for Josh Hayes. Nice
execution, really nice pass by Traore there.
First points for Hayes in the game. First field goal taken by Josh Hayes. At the other end, though,
Mustangs, hits another three. That gives them, how many? 10 for the game.
10 of them already. That's their average on the season. 4 of 6 for Vasilic behind the arc. Shot clock to 5. Kick down to Dawes in the left corner. He'll get a 3-ball.
That's a nice shot by Dawes, who had not shot it really well from the three-point line to date, only 2 of 10.
And now the steal, D to offense. That gets the bench up. And Musa gets it swatted by Hayes. More D, can they capitalize? Not that time.
Hayes leads them in blocks for the year. That's his 9th block shot of the season with those long, long arms.
Vasilic hesitation, misses the layup. Utah's trying to push pace. Didn't get to do that much in the first half, but they've come out attacking. And a timeout call by Cal Poly. A run for the running Utes, and that gets them right back in this game. Some defense creating some offensive opportunities.
With Terrance Brown with 4 quick points there to take him to 19, 1 point away from having his 5th straight game of 20 or more. And he has led the Utes in scoring time and time again. And what a neat little pass in the paint there. And I'm not sure what that breakdown was, but someone was wide open on that little cut to the basket.
Well, nice movement without the ball. That was Ali Azran, the freshman out of Cairo, Egypt. They were finally able to get him. He was late getting in, not until September because of visa issues, trying to make his way to the U.S. As A little too aggressive after that one was Hayes.
Yeah, that was an interesting story Coach DeGeorge told us about getting him here. Watch this little no-look pass there and a nice cut by Osron as you were talking about him. They got him to Rome and couldn't get him from Rome then to the United States. I guess Rome wouldn't be a bad place to be stranded if you were, had lodging, so to speak.
He had some things to do, though.
Yeah.
He had to get over here. But he's been able to kind of get his footing as trying to work his way up and under. That time it won't go for Ward.
Much better job of guarding Caden Ward when he picked up his dribble and couldn't quite get to that up and under move.
Whistle, foul, inside. That'll go against Cal Poly. Against Osron.
Josh Hayes missed one right around the basket a little earlier than that and ended up with a frustration foul. That one he was right at the rim again. He's 4 or 5 from the free throw line for the season. He's another guy that the coaching staff thought he may even redshirt this year, and they'd really develop him, put a little weight on him, injuries, and a few other things happened, and all of a sudden he's been in the starting lineup, and he has started every game. 5 games, 5 starts for the young man from Gainesville, Florida.
Had quite a prep career at Gainesville High. And all-conference second teamer last year out of Northwest Florida State. Started out at Appalachian State. Free throw's good for Hayes. He'll get a breather. In the paint, swarmed by Utah defenders, and it's Dawes that comes down with it.
Utah's done a better job across the board of just staying down, staying between their man and defender. And I used this term early in the first half, not getting angled to the basket. That simply means staying between your man and the basket, and they've done a much better job of that this half.
They have. It's all about making the adjustments at the break. So far, they've done a nice job with it as McHenry's shot is short and too physical underneath. It's going to go against Utah.
Traore made the appropriate pass there. As much as I love that kid's game, it was a bad pass. He hit McHenry right in the ankles instead of right in the shooting pocket. McHenry had to pick it up almost off the floor and try to rhythm to his shot. Again, the appropriate pass, but you got to be more exact with it than that.
Foul on Dawes is second, and they're going to get another quick one on him with the hand check there.
I said earlier, Musa really seems to want to go left. I think I would get about a half a man to his left and see if he can go right, because he's not gone right all night. But he has got Dawes in a little bit of a foul situation now.
Frustration for Keanu Dawes. He'll take a seat. Conquo comes back in.
This kid's been kind of quiet. Bondo, he's had some big games for him. The second leading scorer, excuse me. He's not been all that quiet, has he?
Not right there.
No.
3 balls, 2 of them. He's got 6 points.
He was 1 for 7 before that, and it came off a season high 21 points in Missoula, Montana, in their loss there.
Got 4 assists to go with the 6 points, and falling down in the left corner, his favorite spot, Terrance Brown gets one.
Terrance Brown coming. Remember, he was one of his first 15 3-point shots, and boy, he has heated up since then, making 4 or 5 last week, and now he's really gotten a lot of confidence shooting it from deep.
With a combo of Musa and Ward.
4th player, Krista, in this century to get to 100 points in his first 5 games.
Yeah,
that's
really,
a long time.
Really impressive. It's been a while. Had a career high against Weber State, 36 in that one, but double figures every single game. Good hands by Ward. It's going to lead to a fast break opportunity. And Patrick getting back on the D. Tried to get the stop, tipped out, or to stay with the Mustangs. Good hustle, though.
Mustangs making a lot of hustle plays. When he shot that left, 3 green jerseys around the basket. A couple white ones, but not enough white ones on that.
Team that finished 7th in the Big West last season, but they made a big run in the Big West Championship all the way to the semifinal. First time in 11 years, and that was Coach DeGeorge's first season. Ward gets fouled, knocked to the floor. Crowd not in agreement.
Ward kind of bailed Bundle out there because that Bundle got up in the air. I'm not sure he knew where he was going, and Ward made a really nice move to create a passing lane for him. And the Conquo went up and got it, and the referees in the stands didn't seem to agree with that.
Hayden Ward, 6'6" sophomore from Stockton, California. Played at St. Mary's High School, which is an incredible high school up in Northern California. Always putting out good teams on the men's and women's side.
He's the only player on the team to start every game this year. Coach George has really juggled that starting lineup as he did again tonight.
1 for 2 from the line. Sanders on the drive as he checks into the game. The freshman out of LA.
Boy, he's a good young player. He's going to have a really nice career here, I think.
Little finger roll in the paint is good. Ahmad Musa's first points this half.
And guess which way he went off the drive, man. Now, he did finish going right, but he's going to take it left. I would jump over there and make him beat me right one time before I play him straight up again.
20 points for him, 23 for Ward. Ward. They're going to call an offensive foul. Instead, thought the foul was going to be on Ward.
There's Musa with that great finish. That's an interesting foul.
Call was on a Conquo away from the ball. Musa into the paint, flicks it up, no good, and they're going to stay here. They'll say Ward. Oh, wave that off, over and back. It's going to go against him.
The rest giveth, and they taketh away.
That's right. His second. Team second as well. 5 team fouls already on Utah with 14:10 left.
This whole game has been a little disjointed in my mind. And to build on my point, Musa did go right last time, and guess what? He didn't score. He got to the basket, but he didn't win to finish.
Brown, quick spin. The double team comes over. He kicks it down. But that shot off the mark for Sanders. And now the Mustangs out charging. Sanders getting back with the transition D, though.
That was a good shot with Sanders out of the corner. He can make that, but Brown, remember, he made those 2 great defensive plays late in the half and led the basket. This one, he got way up, made another nice defensive play.
He got up so high there, I thought he was Sanders. He wasn't.
Well, he got up with both hands there and threw that one.
Sure did.
Ward might have been better off staying down and using one of these up and under moves there.
Cut to the paint and the travel for Osron. Gives it back to the Utes.
10 turnovers now for Cal Poly, 9 for Utah. Remember, Utah started off with like 4 turnovers in like the first 5 or 6 minutes. They've kind of settled down, so to speak. A couple of their 9 turnovers have been offensive fouls.
Addy penetrates in, kicks it all the way to the corner. Traore with a bucket and now steal.
Utes just playing with a whole lot more energy here in the first 7 minutes. And making a shot or 2 will really help that, but that was another nice draw and kick to Traore, the team's leader in made threes and 3-point percentage for a guy that shot 24% last year at Iowa. Has become very dependable at the 3-point line.
He has.
Once again in that left corner.
Abby, quick crossover, too much on the layup as the shot clock was winding down. Poly will bring it up.
Osron, the freshman from Egypt, is also a good-looking freshman. He really went up and kind of long-armed that rebound.
Yeah, the aggressive drive from Guzman Vasilic. Gonna get the foul to Sanders, just a little too tight.
Too much. Here's a nice pass off the dribble by Abby, and just catching it. The difference, remember that play I talked about a little bit ago when it went to McHenry and it hit him below the knees. That time that ball was right in the shooting pocket, and there's an old saying in basketball, the shooter's best friend is the passer, and now you saw a great example of that there.
1 for 2 from the line, ball batted around. Utah comes down with it.
Abbey with that nice pass. Only has 6 turnovers in 5 games. He's done a pretty good job of just coming in and being steady and kind of taking care of the basketball. Just a freshman, the only really true point guard on this team in my mind. He's getting a little bit handier each game as well.
He is incredibly quick with the ball in his hands and the crossover, and sometimes almost too quick for himself.
From Finland.
Elliott, left side, gets it. Dawes with the 3 personals. Couldn't do much there.
And it's a nice move by Elliott. 2-foot jump stop, and just getting his shoulder squared to the backboard and going up strong. And like you say, Dawes could not do a whole lot about that with a little bit of foul trouble.
First field goal and points of the game for Kieran Elliott, and the left corner remains hot for Utah. Sanders able to get one there.
Kendall Sanders, the long freshman, but he can also shoot it from there. As you just saw, that is his 5th made 3-point shot of this young season.
Traore on the drive gets fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line. Ravens with you, 11:27 left. And for Utah, they've already connected on 4 threes this half, Joe. They had 4 total the entire first half. So that will help you get back into a ball game.
They're just paying a little bit better attention this half, so to speak, which is a nice way to say they're playing a lot harder or more attentive. They're playing with a lot more energy. It's really interesting to see Traore at the free throw line. For as active as he is and big and strong, he's only shot 7 free throws through 5 games, which he's 5 for 7. Make that 6 for 8 now. But I find that kind of interesting that he hadn't found his way there. Terrance Brown has just lived there through the first 5 games.
Trying the layup was Plumtree, and Dawes would have nothing of it. McHenry, the drive, they'll say nope. Clean D, and now the push by the Mustangs. And the kick out. Davis off the iron, long rebound. And Cal Poly another chance. And another chance for Davis this time. 1 too many for Utah to give him.
Davis is a kid that hit a 3 at the buzzer a couple games ago at Seattle U to go in there and steal a win. Since then, they've lost 2 in a row. First-year player out of Walnut Creek and West Valley College. It's been a nice pickup for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it's just his 5th made 3 on the season, and it was perfect timing for it. And there's some defense taking it away from Abbey.
Abbey, as I was bragging on, only 6 turnovers in the first 5 games. Wow.
Bondel flicks it up high off the glass, and it drops in. Back to a double-digit lead. Utah had pulled back in a couple of possessions, and then now double figures again.
Cal Poly having none of them, kind of playing through that run and kind of trying to wrestle the momentum away from Cal Poly. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Utes. They're not helping themselves a whole lot.
Extra pass, Bondel right corner, too much on it. And they're going to get the over and back on Troy Plumtree. Good box out on the left baseline.
And that's Cal Poly's game. You know, Bondel may have shot that in my mind, for my money, a little bit too quick, but that's what they want to do. They want to shoot the 3 and transition.
Coach DeGeorge says he loves his team. They're playing so hard. They're really a fun group. And just a lot of new players. It's been interesting too, you know, new system for a lot of new players, but the international piece as well. You know, he said it's different rules for a lot of these players when they're playing internationally. They got to get used to the rules over here in the States.
And he says when things get tight, a lot of times they revert back to the European style and European, even to their native language a lot of times.
Sure. Penetration in, the dish to Hayes, and he gets it to go. 6 points for Hayes. Davis needs some help.
That's one of those you can't stand out there and wave your hand and say I'm open. You got to go get the ball from him and kind of create a passing lane.
Musa, yep. That one they'll say was already down. The goaltend will give him the bucket.
Musa now gets to 22 points. Caden Ward with 23 points for the Utes. Of course, they're led by Terrance Brown with 22.
Crowd just saw the replay. Our crew tonight, Brooks Wells, Kip Kissinger, Marcus Pettigrew, getting it done.
Pretty good crew tonight, I think.
They kept it under control.
Yes, they have.
Shot clock to 4. Cal Poly got to recognize Ward the last second, and he was way too out and not set, and his coaches were trying to let him know that's a break for Utah.
Yeah, Caden Ward, who went forever and a day without missing a shot, now 8 of 12, but with 23 points, 5 of 6 free throws, and 2 of 4 from the three-point line.
Traore losing it into the hands of Jake Davis, and then a little frustration. He's going to get whistled with the personal.
Utah coming off of a game where they had 11 turnovers, and they are now at 12. Just a couple games ago, they only had 6 turnovers, which was monumental for them. Just couldn't seem to build on that.
7th team foul on Utah. Bonus the rest of the way for Cal Poly, but that went off the mark for Davis.
That's a tough miss going down the stretch here where we are. I would suspect you getting real close to calling this down the stretch. Utah needs to mount a little bit of a run here. Another little play out of that high 1-4 elbow catch. That time a backdoor and then a post dive off of that. Traore, as I said, it's hard for me to believe he hadn't shot more free throws. As big and strong as he is, as he gets the ball to the basket.
Yeah, took it in that time.
Yes, he did.
Was willing to take some contact. Didn't get a whistle though. Musa goes at him and he gets a piece of that one, playing the D as well. Seydou Traore, and now the big pass, the skip pass across, and a big time bucket. That's Jacob Patrick.
Jacob Patrick, I watched him run the floor there, and he ran down, put his feet right on the three-point line. Here's Traore's great finish here, a great sawmill strong finish, great concentration on the rim. Passes this with his left hand and hits Patrick on the gallop right in the shooting pocket. I've said this about Jacob Patrick. Not only is he a great shooter, he knows how to get a shot. He doesn't create much off the dribble, but I tell you, you better find him in transition or he'll make you pay just like he did there. He ran down and got himself set up, and with Traore got it to him, and he dropped that like third period calculus.
Second three for Patrick, going for the three-point play, the four-point play, excuse me, and he gets it. So an 8-0 run for Utah, and they are right back in it within 3. And a travel, they force the turnover, a chance to tie it at the other end.
Huge momentum shift here for the running Utes, down double digits at halftime. They've cut it to 3.
Slower now. They shot 55% first half. Right now, the second half, just 39%. And they haven't connected on their free throws either. They were perfect. 7 for 7 in the first half, just 2 of 5. So a little extra added pressure from the Utah defense has created more opportunities for them on the other end as well. Shot clock down to 5. Patrick squares it up, and that one just short. Well, that one would have been huge. That would have tied this game up.
Well, the Utes are getting a lot of energy off this crowd. The crowd not huge, but boy, once the Utes got on that run, you could just feel the energy coming from the stand.
You sure could. They have not led since they were up 5-0 to start the game. And that one out of bounds. They're going to say it stays with Cal Poly.
Cal Poly was finishing all those plays at the basket that early in the game that Ward.
I think they thought it was off the hand of Caden Ward that game. 7:13 left.
New rule in college basketball, and it's probably time to have this. I wish we could have this at my house.
Ball out of bounds on Cal Poly, Utah ball.
So they will win that challenge. It was off of Cal Poly.
All right, Utah needs a quality possession here, a good shot by a good shooter.
And it doesn't have to be a 3 at this point. I know it would tie things up and would get the crowd into more, but you know, you've got an 8-0 scoring run going. Get a bucket. There's plenty of time left in this one. Just want to get the best shot you can.
No, that's the reason I say a good shot is a Good shot by a good player, and that was, that was a good shot for Terrance Brown. The one thing, he's been hitting it from 3. He gets it to the basket. He doesn't have or hasn't yet shown a great middle game like that. He doesn't make many baskets from about 14 or 15 feet. That's where he just shot that one.
And put on the baseline. Elliott turns it over.
Cal Poly's 15th turnover, their 7th this half. They had 8 at halftime.
The struggles, they have been on a scoring drought for almost 4 minutes.
That's what you call an empty possession, where you don't even get a shot at it. You turn it over. At least it wasn't a turnover to a run out, but you want to at least get a shot at it sometimes, even if it's a bad shot.
The turnover leads to a 3-ball by Musa, and Musa, with some words after, is going to be assessed a technical.
Musa turns around and throws 3 fingers up in front of the defender's face, and that, that just kills you. You're right in the middle, pulling off maybe one of the biggest upsets of the season. Now watch, he hits it here, and then he's got to, kind of a little too much mustard on that hot dog.
And they give him the tech on the taunting.
Terrance Brown now with 23. Boy, he's only shot 2. That's only his 3rd free throw tonight. He's averaged 10 free throws a game. A third of his points, and he's scored a whole lot of points, 24 a game, have come from the free throw line.
So the 2 free throws and possession for Utah. Not great timing on the technical either.
No, that, I tell you, no wonder Coach George shaved his head, because that will make you go gray before your time.
6:06 left. Utah within 4.
It's been a great game the second half. I thought the first half was kind of frumpy, but
that's a tough play by Terrance Brown.
Really tough.
As he kept it into his left hand on the right side across his body, and now Cal Poly not liking this call.
Don McHenry, nice job in the open court, staying in front of the ball. That's really hard to do. A guy bringing it at full speed at you. Watch this great lateral movement. I think that's probably a pretty good no call there.
Yeah.
Cal Poly wouldn't probably agree with that.
Turnover on the Mustangs, their 16th. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. Both teams with 2 timeouts left, as McHenry trying to draw contact instead. Fast break for Cal Poly. Drive from Bondel, and he gets fouled. We'll go to the line.
Bondel, their second leading scorer, went hard to it and was going to get himself to the free throw line, but I thought he had an angle to pass that. I thought they were actually 3-on-1 there. They didn't have great spacing, but I thought he had created enough angle that he could have given it to his teammate for a layup, but he gets himself to the free throw line.
First free throw off the mark. Utah only down 2 after being down 15 in the first half. This is the closest they've been in quite some time. They kept getting close, 6, 7, just couldn't. Did I just say 6, 7? Anyway, just could not get it past.
Well, they're playing with a lot more enthusiasm. They got the crowd into it. They're playing harder this half. But they dug themselves into a hole down 11. And gotten that hole early in the game and have tried to play from behind the rest of the game.
1 for 2 for Bondel from the stripe. 3-point lead for the Mustangs. Much smaller defender inside on Okonkwo.
Brown's going to have to create something here.
Quick crossover, takes it left. Bondel got a piece of it. Okonkwo over and back, or excuse me, over the back.
Over the back.
Over the back. That's a tough one. Boy, he was right there, and he knew that smaller defender is almost, he just couldn't help himself.
Going for the offensive rebound like he should, but there, he wasn't just a little bit over him. That was a 2 out of 3 takedown wrestling match there almost.
Jake Davis at 6'4", James Conquo at 6'8".
Jake Davis coming off his season high, as I mentioned earlier, 14 points and 6 rebounds. He also had 2 steals at Missoula. They got beat by 8 points over Montana without their leading scorer and rebounder, Musa. They played the old Grizzlies right down to the wire, though.
Yeah, that's not an easy place to go either.
Tell me. I've been over there a few times.
Yep. Just under 5 minutes left in the second half. And the lead pushed out to 5 by Cal Poly.
Definitely in the stretch run here in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, nice look from McHenry, is around and won't drop.
Boy, I thought once again Bondo had a chance to push that ball ahead there. And they come away with the basket. Nice reverse layup by Jake Davis, a junior college transfer from West Valley College.
Yeah, he started to come to life from Walnut Creek, California originally.
I was surprised he wasn't in the starting lineup. He didn't start the first game and started every game since then. And as we speak.
Oh, yeah. The official right there saw the foot on the sideline, but a nice hustle from Jake Davis. Good effort. He almost had it.
He leads them in steals, leads them in assists and steals. Again, I was a little surprised he wasn't in the lineup, but you know, Coach, I don't know a team like Coach George does, obviously, but he leads them in assists, steals, blocks, free throw percentage. He's kind of one of those you say he's handy as a shirt pocket. I'll tell you, he can do a little bit of everything.
4 minutes left. 7-point lead for the Mustangs. Utah needs one here, and they get it. The reverse layup is good. That's Brown with another one.
Little Euro step at the end there, a little crossover, and Brown knocking on the door now of his second 30-point game of the year. 28 points.
Oh, they needed that. The Mustangs, they hadn't had a 3 in quite some time. Utah's defense had picked up some pressure out there, but Ward adds to his totals.
Okay, Moore tying his season high of 26.
And Utah
here and out rebounding. Weber State, the leading rebounding team in the nation. Since then, Utah's been pretty good on the glass, but they're down 84-76 right now on the glass to Cal Poly, who's been a pretty good rebounding team. They're +3 for the year on the glass.
Yeah, that's been a big area of focus for them, but they have really had a tough time tonight. It's Brown muscling his way into Bondel. Shot clock down to 3, and Bondel able to finish.
Now that's where the difference in weight. Terrance Brown only about 175 pounds, and Bondo about 210. He just kind of muscled his way in there. Terrance Brown did a pretty good job of staying in front of him.
Dawes 3 up top of the key, won't drop. Utah has not lost here at home since last March. It was West Virginia that got the win.
What about Alex Jensen has never lost here.
Yeah, that's
undefeated as a player, undefeated as a coach. And if this one works out, this could be his first loss here at the Huntsman Center.
Just a little over 2 minutes left. Shot clock winding down. Ward, and with just 2 ticks on the clock, a whistle and a foul against Utah.
Boy, if that's not icing on the cake there. The Cardinal Center defense is fouling a jump shot shooter times 10, a 3-point shooter. And again, that was just a difference in size and strength there. Terrance Brown did a nice job staying down. And Bondo, about 35 pounds heavier, just bumped him and then went right up for a shot. And then, oh my gosh, what an awful mistake. They're fouling a 3-point shooter.
New season high for Ward. It was 26. He's got 27 now as he misses the second free throw. Cal Poly, this would be a positive, big positive for a young team. They could get a win on the road here at Utah. They'll go to Northern Arizona as well as Southeast Missouri State after this before they finally get to go back home.
Well, this would be what you call a signature win for both the team and for Coach DeGeorge.
Sure thing. Utah, on the other hand, this is the 6th straight at home. They're going to be in the Acrisure Series, which is in Palm Desert. The competition's going to kick it up even another notch there. And a timeout call, the scramble on the floor, and the timeout taken by Cal Poly.
And that, well, they met the challenge. You know, they closed it to, I think, was it 3 or 2?
Yeah,
and then Cal
2.
Poly goes on that 7-point run, shows a lot of poise. They're just going to spread the court now and kind of try to run some clock down and then try to take you one-on-one.
And I like the philosophy that Coach DeGeorge and his staff went with. He said, look, we knew we were going to be young this year, so they went with the international players as well. Sometimes you get a first-year international player, they're going to bring a little bit higher level of experience with them.
Yeah. No, there's a method in his madness for sure. He talked about how he wants to play, who he wants to play with, what he's dealing with there at Cal Poly. He said, we're not a transfer-friendly university.
Yeah.
And which means they're just not taking anyone who wants to come there, basically.
That's right. It's a tough academic school, I'll tell you. Not easy to get in.
When I talked about how handy Jake Davis was, he's the guy that come over from the weak side and got that block there.
And a block in the end one as Dawes takes it in. Utah not giving up on this just yet. 1:11 remaining. Second foul on Bondel.
And Cal Poly, they are in the double bonus. Utah just in one-on-one. Both Cal Poly with 1 timeout left, and Utah with how many
just
timeouts?
1 left for them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now, is this a review? Is that what we're doing here? Oh, a timeout. Okay.
That play started with Abby, though. The defense from behind, he got the steal started, then Dawes brings it to the other end. 9 points for Dawes. He's going to try to add to it from the free throw line as he got fouled on the make.
Dawes, who has 3 double-doubles for the year, is going to fall short of that, I believe, tonight.
And he's averaging the double-double, 13 points, 11 boards on the season, but had one in his last game against Purdue Fort Wayne, 10 points, 10 boards.
Well, he was going to fall. This will be his lowest rebounding outing of the year with only 4 rebounds. He could get to double digits here scoring-wise if he hits this free throw. He's only taken 5 shots. I agree with you on him. I think at times he needs to be a little bit more assertive. You know, the thing I like about him, he just plays. He doesn't show a lot of emotion, either good or bad, which is a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But he's a terrific player. I think he's got unlimited potential, as I continue to say.
I agree. Pick up pressure from Utah. And foul call on him will put Cal Poly to the line.
Sending Musa to the line. You saw there he signaled to his teammates, come back and help me a little bit here. Don't hang me out here. He's a 75% free throw shooter, 18 for 24 coming into this game, and 3 for 3 for the night. Musa with 23, which I believe that ties his season high as well.
Yep, sure does. Misses the free throw. Look at another.
New season high for him. He had a double-double early in this season with 23 and 12. And obviously that sets a new season high scoring list. What a great pickup he's been.
He sure has. He really has been. Just under a minute left, and Brown lost it momentarily. Comes back up with it, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Terrance Brown with a chance to get to his second 30-point game of his career here with the Utes. Had a season and a career high 36 against Weber State. Will Weber State, who came in here, lost in overtime and just gave the Utes everything they could handle, but they had no answer for Terrance Brown. They put everyone on him except the security guard out by the tunnel, and they just could not stop him.
Just under a minute remaining. And Cal Poly got hot at the right time late in this half. Waving it off. Too physical down low.
Here's big, when you're as big as Keanu Dawes at 6'9", 230 pounds, it doesn't take much to get overly physical. That was just a little bit of a shove there, but right in front of the official.
So back to the free throw line at the other end. The double bonus for both teams.
Ward has a chance to get to 30 for the first time in his career.
Wow.
Already 5 over his season high of 23. Seven for 9 before that for Ward. The Mustangs have shot 22 free throws and the Utes 19.
Can't get that one.
Well, to finish this thing, they're going to have to hit a couple free throws. And what I tell you, the cardinal sin of defense is times 10 is fouling a three-point shooter. Now all of a sudden, if McHenry can hit these, are they giving him 3 or 2 in this? You turn it into a 2-possession game, which is still
like
a long shot.
Gotta go with 3. Not the play you want to see if you are Cal Poly, and maybe a break for Utah.
Not a textbook finish for either team here with missed free throws, and McHenry is 76% free throw shooter.
You can get this down to a 2-possession game with this potential make here.
Well, Cal Poly's got to hit some free throws to finish this thing off, and Utah obviously got to hope they miss some. Cal Poly's shooting 70% as a team for the year.
Well, they were 7 for 7 in the first half, and they really struggled from the line, though, in the second. 2-possession game, full court pressure. And body bump there. It's going to go against Jacob Patrick.
46 seconds. I believe I would, and Coach DeGeorge has forgotten more basketball than I know, but I would take all my guys off the free throw line here and make sure you don't give up anything in transition, which he's got 3 of them back. Looks like he's kind of planned for this. He's got something on the board.
First one good for Jake Davis. Kieran Elliott back in for Cal Poly. Very personal on Dawes and Patrick both fourth. Traore with the 5th.
5 small guys on the court now. 4 for Utah, which is Dawes, but 5 small guys. They took Musa out of the game. I would suspect for ball handling and be able to do this, switch everything, keep a smaller guy on Brown.
3 won't go. Rebound to Cal Poly, and nothing McHenry could do but foul there.
Patrick with a deep 3 there.
Good look.
Yeah,
just didn't get it to fall.
A little quicker. He likes to kind of get his feet set. That one was on the gallop and was a little bit out of rhythm for him. As good shooter as he is.
Davis with the miss, an 83% free thrower coming into this game.
Just got to make it interesting.
Misses them both.
How about that?
Oh my goodness.
How about that?
Oh yeah. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Brown.
On the handoff.
Yep. He just couldn't stop his momentum, and Brown thought the contact came from the Cal Poly player. Let's see what you think here.
I thought that was a foul on nobody is what I thought, but
I was going to say, I don't even know if I would have called this, but it does stop the defender from trying to get a little closer to McHenry on the shot. The coaching, you just can't, can't agree.
Yeah. Now that was a foul. I agree with that.
New season high for Musa with 24. And a new season high for Ward, 28. They have been big, that tandem, for Cal Poly, and Musa's going to try to add to it.
That will, if they finish this will make them 2-2 on these last 4 road games, which I think Coach George would have taken that if you'd asked him. They beat Seattle U, lost at Colorado State, then lost at Montana without Musa in the lineup. And again, 2-2 here on this, I think it's a 5-game road trip. They go from here to northern Arizona.
Boy, starting things off at USC. It's a pretty tough schedule. They're going to go to UCLA a little later on also and play the Bruins on their home court.
Well, as you say, this will go down as a signature type win for them if they can finish it.
McHenry with the layup and a timeout called, the last one for Utah.
War staff credit for, but they just got off to such a lackluster start, and then they just couldn't dig themselves out of that hole.
You're right about that. Double digits also for Vasilic as well as Bondel. So when the defense tried to slow down Ward and Musa, they had options with a couple of others and another foul call. But 4 for their last 4, Cal Poly, the hot hands late in this half to flip this around when Utah tried to make a push.
Now Musa gets a chance to add to his new season high with 25. Before that, his was 23 against Pacific Lutheran, where he had a double-double.
And he does.
Yeah, well, that ball really comes out of his hands nice and soft.
It does. Been really impressed with Moose. I like to call him Moose, Joe.
Yeah, I know you guys
what
are
the friends call
close
him.
and personal. I know you are.
Oh, the sophomore, Doha Qatar. Skip across. Patrick can't get it, and that will do it. First loss on the home court since last March for the Runnin' Utes. And now